Welcome to About the Cards, episode 49 of About the Card. I can't even. I'm going to start all over.
49.
Welcome to episode 149 of About the Cards podcast, live tonight on YouTube. As always, with me, Stefan Loeffler at Junk Wax Twins.
Oh, hi.
Ben Wilson at our Trading Cards, and I'm Tim Shepler, Big Shep 79. We are a podcast by collectors for collectors, hoping to bring you a smart, insightful podcast discussing trading card collecting. We're live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific.
10 Central.
On YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Follow us on Twitter About the Cards. We'll be available as a podcast everywhere you can find one. Check out the website aboutthecards.wordpress.com. Guys, before we get into it on how our weeks were, there was some sad news that came across today. That at Sepia Rookie Cup on Twitter, as he's known in real life, Neil Fuller, he passed away yesterday morning. He worked for the Angels at one point in time in his life, and he was currently doing some work with PSA. And there's been so many people that have, put out there, they're how knowledgeable and how nice Neil was. He and I don't remember having any interactions, but like I saw Dub say something. I know Ivan watched the breaks, tweeted out some really nice stuff about him giving out lots of free information to collectors and people in the hobby. And they said in lieu of flowers, his wife would prefer donations be made to one of Neil's favorite charities, the Southern California Bulldog Rescue, in his honor. And so if you feel so inclined to do so, that is a great rescue. I know I've worked with the Northern California Bulldog Rescue. It's how my mom and sister both ended up with a bulldog recently. So it's sad. And one thing is you just never know. And it's cherish all those days and, all of your friends on Twitter. And if you haven't heard from somebody, reach out and say hello.
Yeah, he had responded. He responded quite a bit to a lot of my stuff, especially the financial investing type tweets and stuff. So I had quite a bit of interaction with him, and I wouldn't say he was like a close friend. I didn't have his telephone number or anything, but he was always a good dude to interact with. Good conversationalist. Seemed like a really nice guy. Definitely a knowledgeable collector. So, when I saw that pop up.
Robot?
I thought that was me tonight.
It's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. So I hate to start off the show with some sad news, but it's one of those things like, hey, like I want to put it out there and, just get, say hi to your buddies every once in a while. Reach out. You just never do know. Guys, how's your collecting week been? Anything fun? Did you pick up anything cool?
I had a pretty great day, but unfortunately I've been asked to not share it immediately. However, I do have something else. I got this in the mail finally. I think I paid for it back in February or March. It's one of the first, card number 4, actually. There we go. Kind of focused.
Second week.
Yep, for the Sports Illustrated set. Kirby Puckett featured prominently on the 92 issue. I have a couple of issues of this. I think Fleer did a Sports Illustrated set, like 98, 99, somewhere in there. But it's nice to have tops. And for an online release, it's nice to see the tops, giving them some props. Actually put some text to it and not just some generic. So
Andrew's here in the chat room. He's watching, so you can go ahead and reveal the big boy that you pulled.
Sure. Let's go with this corner maybe first, if that'll focus. Come on.
No, you just gave it away.
You got to outline it. You bought the boxes from Andrew at Bayside Breakers, and then pulled this beauty, numbered to 10.
So 2 of 10.
I'm just waiting to see his response.
Will Clark.
Oh, the second best first baseman from the Bay Area.
So nice
after JT Snow.
Nice right. Base card, right? No, it's not.
Quad patch auto out of 10.
2 bat, 1 jersey, and a nice 2-color, 3-color swatch. And a nice clear, non-cut off, blurred Will Clark auto.
So what are you planning on doing with that?
Sending it to Tim, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I can't wait for that to hit my collection, and I appreciate you hooking me up for $15. I thought that was a smoking deal.
Of course.
Well, you got
Thank
covered.
you. That's why I wore my
Priority.
Giants gear tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he in the chat he said what? Yeah, so as he gets revived, I want to show off. I was able to pick up a nice PC card today. This is a 2019 Bowman Sterling 3 of 5 red parallel of Garrett Hampson. So I completed that
Nice.
rainbow minus any one of ones. I also picked up the red Heritage, which this looks super cool. The black one, the red one. I picked up the French back as well. And then some fun rookies. Like, I don't know. Okay, so Strasburg, man, like, he's never going to be Nolan Ryan or whatever we thought he was going to be, right? But he's still a really good player. I picked up some First Bowman Chromes and some Topps Chromes for like a handful of, like this right here was cheaper than a blaster at retail prices at $20. I picked up some goldies for a couple bucks. Love that. And then my favorite, I picked this up during the show last for $5. I have a chrome one coming, but it's a Freddie Freeman First Bowman because Dub was on, and it's just one of those things like that right now is my buddy keeps saying, hey, what are you doing hobby wise right now? What are you doing? And I'm like, I'm selling a lot, but he goes, I'm picking up these rookie cards that when I didn't collect from, the mid 2000s into the early, 2010 and 11, go back and grabbing some of those rookies and the prospect versions of their cards to put away just for fun. I mean, it's like, I like watching that guy play.
So no Harper?
No, I have Harper's already, but some of those guys that just that I just never picked up before for whatever reason for $5, $6, like.
But you know who they are, and that's the thing is
Yeah.
getting their Bowman cards now. They're established Hall of above average, a Hall of good, Hall of very good, maybe even Hall of Fame, right? So at the very least, if you're looking at like a 1 to 10 scale, you know that they're 6+. Whereas if you're doing the same thing right now with Bowman having just released recently, you have no idea any of these guys, and people are getting all excited about certain names. And it's like, this guy's 3, 4, 5 years away. How can you possibly get excited about that guy? It's okay to, as a fan of the team, if that's your guy on your team, it's okay to kind of dream on the person a little bit, right? I mean, I was reading an article yesterday on ESPN about the Indians and how they look at pitchers, and the Rays and how they look at batters, and kind of modern day Moneyball, how they develop. Rays just go for guys that can hit. Doesn't matter if you can hit for power. We can teach power. We can't teach the ability to hit. And the difference is Yankees fans are dreaming on what Jason Dominguez might be someday.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'd rather have guys that are going to end up being the next Jed Lowry, who plays average, above average defense, and is a doubles guy. I mean, look at what Bo Bichette might become someday, right?
Sure.
And maybe he's a slightly better version of Jed Lowry. If he sticks at shortstop, he plays a more premium position, obviously. But come on, man, give me that guy any day of the week over Dominguez's potential, because I can guarantee you that guy's going to be. He's going to be much more fast-tracked to the majors.
So for context, this was the rest of box 2, since there was more than just the Will Clark hit. Nice dual number to 25 Daz Cameron. The relics on the right in particular is really sweet. Street art short. I think they're case hits. I got 2, so I'm not sure where the case part of that came in. And then a Dahlbeck number to 49. Speaking of up and coming prospects, it's pretty sweet. And then in the separate box, which I've already shown off, keeping on with my prospects, Christian Pache, dual relic auto, can't hurt.
Nice.
Toss it in a box, forget about it for a couple of years.
Or collect it.
It's a Brave. Why would I want it?
Yeah, gross.
It's not a Ron Gant, which is what you need to have in your collection.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And how did you like Diamond Kings this year? So you've opened it every year for pretty consistently, right? It's your go-to product of the year. I know that Ange loves Allen and Ginter. By the way, I'm getting a case. And your really go-to is Diamond King. So how do you judge this one versus the past few releases?
So I started ripping it in late 2015, give or take, after release, but long before I pulled the roof. This year's is great. I like some of the inserts that they really beefed them up. They kept Artist Palette, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite insert. I got one here.
I love the color on that. Those cards in hand. And is the stock still the same? It's a little bit thicker and it has like a textured feel.
Yep, they do. All of them.
Nice.
This year they added a little bit of foil to the sides, which I kind of like. Still kept the color.
Beautiful. Love
Hey,
that
Steph, do you have a Legacy Lithograph with you?
I do.
One? Those they did a Henderson, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be just a normal old, $5 or less insert, or if it was going to be more of a short print.
Right.
Luckily, they were just base, but I mean, those are Diamond Kings are perfect. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
so
is
all
a
about
good release.
logos, but and honestly, it's probably my second favorite insert of the set, outside of Artist Palette.
But does Reggie need one? Does Ricky need one? Do these guys, the ones that are featured in the prominently in Diamond Kings, Jimmy Foxes and Al Simmons and
how about
they don't need Honus, Ty Cobb. These guys don't need the logos. I mean, you want to talk about the Trouts of the world needing them? Okay, I'll listen to that. But
Smokey Joe Wood?
Yeah, the Diamond Kings, they just don't need them.
No, I've always, because they have an artist feel to them. Even the base cards do. And that's kind of, my only box I've ever opened was a 2019 box with Steph, and I had so much fun. That was a great box.
I think you walked away with a Trut relic too, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And for $100-$150, you get 12 packs.
12, I think 8 or 10 cards per 2 relics.
And the possibility you walk away with a piece of Joe DiMaggio bat or jersey, or these legends of the game, like a Babe Ruth jersey bat card, like Babe who?
Well, yeah, exactly, and I mean,
she?
So Dub's favorite. And speaking of, the club returns with a bit more color this year. Has a nice gold foil to it.
I just bought the McGuire and the McGuire out of 99. It is a Cardinal. I've been buying more Cardinals McGuires just because, become more of a McGuire player collector along the way. If you need a home for that Reggie Jackson, even though it's a Yankee, I'll be more than happy to. If you're going to keep it, I might grab one.
If that's not my duplicate, it's yours.
Because I thought about picking up the Jimmy Fox, just because I love Fox, even though he was Boston in this set, which is fine because there's a ton of parallels.
Well, and actually, that's the funny part to it. His own base site's only request was, if you pull any Tony Gwynn, let me know. And then naturally, of course, I pull a Gwynn out of 99. I think it was card number 1 of 99.
Speaking of
for the art of hitting,
the plum borders, the gray borders, the red borders, they are all phenomenal. It is. I
found hangers, so these are what the reds look like.
Did you pull any A's?
Did you pull 101 of him a few years ago?
I did, actually, yeah.
Yeah, Diamond Kings is severely underrated and highly collectible. It's a good. Let me preface it like this: if you're a collector of teams and players, and
it's
not a speculator, and that's not you're more along the flagship line of things and opening day line of things, and not Bowman. Diamond Kings has to rank right up there as far as collectability.
It's what gallery should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Except for the pictures where they look like their faces are melting. Well, this leads us into the week that was. Last week's releases. Top Slipping Week 164. Card 409. Jimmer Candelario, third baseman of the Tigers, sold 1,613 cards. And card 410, Willie Stargell, Hall of Fame first baseman of the Pittsburgh Pirates, sold exactly 2,700. Not a bad week. See, like you put a Tiger and a Pirate, some underappreciated teams or underused teams in the set, even though it's been going on for 4 years now?
Something like that, yeah.
So,
Interesting.
Definitely.
That Stargell was done by the newer artist, not Sato, but the other gentleman.
Yeah, Jared Kelly.
It seems like more and more of the veteran and retired players are falling on his lap than hers. I could be wrong. It just seems because those are one of those ones that I'm a little bit more focused on in my personal collection, and it seems like the ones that I'm buying are coming from his hands and not hers. So it'd be interesting to see if that trend kind of continues moving forward.
Maybe it's growing on you.
It's just different. Had this been this way since the start, I don't think it'd bother us as much. But now it's But anyway, as long as it continues the set,
it's more of a realistic look versus more of a watercolor look.
I'll grant you that.
They're both not bad.
Yep. We also had last week. We had 21 Bowman, 21 Diamond Kings, also by Steph. 2021 Upper Deck Game Used Hockey, and then we also had 20 Panini Chronicles Football all jump out last week. Hot off the presses this week's new releases. Topps Living Week 165. Card 411, Julio Urias, pitcher, Los Angeles Dodgers. And card 412, Yerman Mercedes, rookie catcher of the Chicago White Sox. And, you got a guy on a popular team and a one-time big prospect, and he had some legal issues, right? And then Yerman, who's the 40-year-old catcher rookie, coming up. So he has very limited cards. So I expect to see a pretty big sales number this week with him. So
I like the old vintage Sox logo too, or two logos.
Yeah,
yes,
I think that's their batting practice hat.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, I mean, this is a set to have a little bit of fun with. We've seen some of the other ones that have had, I think Honus Wagner. I can't think of the Pittsburgh Pirate offhand. That's a gorgeous card. But there's a few different looks that we've seen that are fun. And why not?
Yeah. Well, and it's a fun set to have because J.P. Crawford has 2 cards. I mean, he's just a superstar.
Why not, man?
Also this week, 2021 Topps Tier 1 baseball drop today. I didn't even realize, man, it's Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Drinko. Really quick, I just pet peeve on this. I went to Chico State. We were a big party school. Cinco de Mayo was never a day. When did Cinco de Mayo become this big go out and get hammered day?
In Texas, it's always been.
Yeah.
No lie. This past weekend, we saw. So we went to Sonic to grab some drinks for the afternoon, and we saw at least 100 people standing outside of a Mexican restaurant, 2 horses, a boombox, and a sound system going, with people riding the horses.
Well, they're all white people, though, right?
No, they're
really
not.
Because anyway. It's weird. So we had Topps Tier 1 drop today, $200 a box, 1 pack per box, 3 cards per pack. You're going to get 2 autos and a mem card. The checklist is a variety of current players, rookies, and stars from the past. On-card signatures are a major focus for the release. The most abundant autographs on the checklist fall into 3 categories. Prime performer autographs. Those highlight great players, past and present. Tier 1 talent autographs highlight specific skills, and breakout autographs. They have rookies and younger players. Tier 1 talent autographs numbered out of 199 or less are a case hit. There's Clear 1 and Dual Clear 1 autos that use acetate. Those are both numbered out of 10. Cut signatures, randomly inserted. Cut signature relics and add a memorabilia piece. And both of those are all one-of-ones. There's bat relics, bat knobs, limited lumber, prestigious patches with jumbo patches. All that fun stuff drops in Tier 1. Tier 1's awesome. Never opened it, probably never will. But those bat knob cards are still, I'm always just man, that's just a super cool card. Of course, this thick and,
Yeah, tier 1 has always been for me, it's kind of a step up from museum and triple threads, step below 5-star, but really, really sharp cards, decent stock. They're a little bit thicker. But what's interesting, and I'm only going to use the A's because that's the only part of the checklist I've looked at. But this year they've got Mark Mulder, Tim Hudson, and Miguel Tejada. So I would imagine if you look at your favorite team, if you haven't already, you might see some names from your last 10, 20 years, guys that don't have as many autographs around these days that aren't the ones that you'll see on every single checklist. So that's fun too. When you're looking through that list and you're like, hey, wait a minute, that guy has I was really excited that Ray Fosse had a Ballpark Profiles auto in opening day. I'm not a big fan of his anymore. I think he's a little long in the tooth, but it's cool to have an autograph of his because I didn't have one in my collection that was, certified. So it's kind of neat to see some of the guys that aren't as featured on checklist after checklist after checklist getting some love in tier one. So definitely go look at your favorite team's checklist or, search your favorite player and see if he might be included in this release.
And what's funny is somebody opens a box this, they get a Mulder, they're going to think they got skunked, and you're going to end up swooping up and being super happy, for like $20.
Kirk Gibson all night long.
Right. Also this week, 2021 Panini Crown Royal basketball, $4.45 a box, 1 pack per box, 8 cards per pack, 1 auto, 1 mem, 2 inserts, indoor parallels, 140 card base set. There's an emphasis on die cuts in several parts of this checklist. Silhouettes are likely to garner the most attention. They're a die cut. They have a die cut window to showcase an oversized swatch and pair it with an autograph. Royal achievement signatures and royal signatures highlight most of the autographs. Both of these incorporate intricate die cuts into the design. According to Panini, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, and Trae Young are among the non-rookies to have autographs in this product. There's an Allen Iverson one. They have 25 Kaboom inserts in here. And they're also doing a die cut, Test of Time, and Snow Globe this year. Cool. Yeah. And I think both of those are new this year to Crown Royal. I always liked the Crown Royal look and feel.
And taste.
Yes, very tasty beverage. You get a little bag to
joke every
put in later. But I think all the base cards are numbered to 99 as well. I don't. Is that true? Correct, Steph?
Looks like it. Yeah.
It's a fun set. It's not one I open, but I've always picked up singles just because I like die cuts. They're fun. They're different. They just and you remember the old Pacific Crown Royal stuff? That was awesome.
Sure.
Those are super neat.
Crown collection.
We also have 2020 Panini Flawless Football. Any guesses, guys, on what a flawless football box costs these days?
Let's go with like 5,500, 6,500.
All right. Where are you at, Benjamin?
I'd say about 4,400.
Steph, 65 hundo.
Okay.
I like to buy mine on Love.
Yes. 1 pack per box, 10 cards per pack. 6 autographs, 2 or 3 mem, or 1 or 2 gem cards. As Ryan Cracknell quoted, it's a luxury level release. Everything is numbered to 25 or less. All signatures are on card unless it's a cut auto. The base set is a mixture of current players and greats from the past. There's also numbered out of 20. Each comes with a gem. Or the base cards are all numbered out of 20, and they also come with gems that a Flawless is known for. There's rookie gem signatures, rookie patch autographs, and dual rookie patch autographs. Both have premium swatches as well. New autographs for 2020, Etched in Time, Flawless Achievement, and Flawless Flyers. They also have Flawless dual autographs. Pairings include both current and retired players. There are Shield signatures, and those are the rarest cards in the product. They're all one of ones. And there's also quad NFL Shields autographs. So, I love this is a Breakers product, and this is one that I like to watch opened.
Sure.
It's a fun rip to watch because there's a lot of the gem cards and stuff. It's cool. It's just neat to see, and then the disappointment of here's your back a couple years ago, here's your Davis Webb, 1 of 1 relic.
Well, and I will say that, in addition to being definitely a breakers product. The delivery is much nicer. You're not going to get just a standard box. You actually get a little briefcase effect that you have to open up, and there's a small little mini individual box on the inside. It's really cool, but at least for my money, they make great repurposed carriers. So
yes, Steph carries around. It remind me of the briefcases from Let's Make a Deal. Not Let's Make a Deal. What is that?
Deal or No Deal?
Deal or No Deal, yeah. Which, by the way, is my favorite game of Dave and Buster's. So
they just fit nicely and perfect. And then there's some underneath where the actual boxes were in the product.
Is that Tommy Lasorda autograph?
It is.
Oh, you put that? I'd put that in the garbage.
You're so Project 70. God.
Anything of a guy that played in the 40s, 50s, or 60s gets dropped in one of these. So
well, and also too that was a good friend of Jackie's when he so. Make sure you check out Ryan Cracknell's articles on Beckett.com/news for more on these new releases. Real quick, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put out some polls on the About the Cards Twitter handle. But just to be thinking, we're thinking of bringing this section of the show down a little bit. And just kind of letting you know what's coming out. Do you guys let us know if you like all the detail we put into this? We cut down a few years ago. We used to go real in depth. And if you want more of the infield chatter, more just us talking hobby stuff, let us know. We'd appreciate that. You can reach at About the Cards on Twitter. Hit us up individually. You can also email us aboutthecardspod@gmail.com. Just give us a hit. Put in the comments of this episode. And let us know. We'd really like to hear back from you guys. So we appreciate it.
Just to deliver the best show that we can. I mean, we realize that every single product has a ton of inserts and a ton of parallels. So maybe that's something we cut out. I don't know. Throwing out ideas.
Yeah, and a lot of people they said, "Hey, we want more of everything." I appreciate that. But we want to bring that. We don't want to be the same dull show all the time. I mean, we're heading into year 4, and so it's always good to change up a little bit of what we do. But we want to hear what you guys want because we got a lot of feedback that people love the show, and we're so grateful for that. But we just want to know.
Also, with Marvel announcing that they're the movies that they're dropping for Phase 4 with our year 4, we're not going to put out a 3-minute trailer. But we'd like to improve, if not more than them. I don't know, production-wise, sound-wise, format-wise.
Also, in 2019, we're pretty hot and heavy with writing reviews on the website, pretty much with every release or close to it. And then we kind of got away from that for a while. We had good buddy Brian writing some articles for us for a while, some reviews. So if you want us to. Yeah, if you want us to bring that back, we maybe not every single product release, but at least some of the bigger ones. We definitely don't have a problem with that, but we want you guys to know it's just as much your show as it is our show, and we do this for fun, and we hope you guys have fun with it. And we love the interaction and hearing all the nice feedback. And even some of the more critical feedback is nice, too, because that's how we can get better. We'd like to think we've come a long way, gotten better in some aspects. And, anything you guys want to see, if you want to see more guests, less guests, you want to be a
suggestion for a guest?
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny was, it's kind of funny now that we didn't know who Nick Wasika was until our buddy Matt Major, once a Cub, says, "Hey, you guys need to have this guy on the show." And then we invited him on kind of sight unseen. We didn't know a lot about him, and now he's been on a couple of times. Yeah. And is a awesome friend and such a great contributor, not only our show, but a big part of the Upper Deck family. And, has his own...
Wrapped up his 3rd season covering the sport for them.
Yeah, and how many cool friends have we had on the show, either ones that we kind of met along the way. But if you want us to reach out and try to get more Project 2020, Project 70 artists on, I know that I've talked to FDOT a little bit, I think he'd come on if we can coordinate it with him. So if you want to see more of that, yeah, we're always open to ideas.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's go there. What's brewing next week's releases? 2021 Panini Prism Baseball, 2021 Score Football Hobby release. That's the first 2020 football product coming out. 2021 Panini Impeccable Basketball, 2021 Upper Deck Trilogy Hockey, and 2021 Topps Transcendent Collection Hall of Fame Edition. Yeah, what we need is more Transcendent. So, yay. Infield Chatter, a Hobby Talks part section of the show. Upper Deck Hall of Fame. Chris Reidners at CLR SHONFF. It's just a lot of letters. I'm not sure if it spells anything.
Show enough.
Chris Reidners tweeted out, this goes out to all the people on here who have ever talked to me about my cards, looked at my cards, tagged me in post, allowed me to tag you, bought from me, or let me trade or buy. All I can say is thanks. I appreciate this Upper Deck. I'm working on it now and cannot wait for the amazing dream to become a reality. I'm sure to share once it's complete. If you would like to be added to my tag list when I get a new historical card, please let me know. This is so awesome. You got a DM from Upper Deck saying something to the effect that they heard he had a wonderful Goodwin artifacts collection and wanted to know if he'd like to be featured in their blog. So very, very cool.
Well, and he truly is a super nice collector. There's not many people more deserving. We actually briefly talked to him at the National.
That's the guy. Yes.
That's why I sent this along.
Dude. Yeah. Hell yeah.
We spent a good 20, 30 minutes at the end of the day talking to him.
Yeah, because that's right after he met Barry right there and got his autograph. Yeah, he was the teacher from like Arkansas, and he was like he was trying to come up and do the show and go back and teach, and hopefully he had his job. Like, crazy, man. Like he was all. It was awesome. Yeah,
truly
awesome. No stickers for you. Ryan Cracknell tweeted out earlier this week, no 2021 Topps MLB stickers this year. The product has been canceled, but we'll be back in 2022. You guys sad, happy? Yeah.
I mean, it is a nice, fun product to open when there's nothing else to find, which is currently everything right now. But I mean, with it skipping a year, okay, fine. I mean, even Update got skipped in 2009.
Yeah, but we talk about more products for the kids. This one is literally, I mean, you could say what you want about opening day. We could argue that until we're blue in the face. Stickers is for the kids, and it's one of the only products that features mascots along with opening day. Yep. It was a great product for me to have come into the mail for Bentley. I sometimes get him a second set, so he has one, I have one. In fact, I'm still missing some sticker sets, and my dad bought him some of the mascot ones of Stomper from certain years, so he has cards I don't have in my PC. Come on, it's like you're putting out more. And okay, give us stickers and do away with the T206 crap and some of this other online crap. Just, I'm sorry, as a team collector, yeah, this is one I always look forward to as a dad and as a team collector.
Well, and that's what I was going to finish with, was that, it's unfortunate for those who collect on a budget or who write collect on a budget or collect with the kids, because, again, just what you just finished saying. But also, I mean, if you're going to cut a Topps product, maybe this or opening day.
No, they should have cut gallery.
What about Transcendent? Come on, you need 4 different Transcendents and 3 different Archives signature series and
money. Of course they do.
But the problem is they're shooting themselves in the foot. My dad said this while we were having dinner tonight. He goes, they're putting so much crap out, and I'm like, the other problem is they're not diversifying enough. You have to have the low end to have the high end. You have to have the middle end. You have to reach all consumers. How many times have we said it on this show? Not every product is built for everyone, but you have to have enough to bring in that younger collector. You start doing away with like not the teenagers that are also wanting the hits, but like the really young kids that are okay. Ben Aguirre always says, his little league teams are okay with the opening day packs. They like them. You have to have the little league kids. That's what opening day is for. Sans the other argument about the short prints and autos and whatnot. But stickers, you have to have Tops Attacks. You need these low end products to get the 7, 8, 9-year-olds excited. Like Tim, like you and I were when we were kids, and we could get our hands on everything, because the stuff we got our hands on then is so expensive now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, dude, like you got to think, like you had Topps, Fleer, Score, Donruss, Upper Deck, and Upper Deck was an expensive thing in $1 a pack. And
now Bowman is $450 a box, and Flagship is $200 a box, and these are getting so much more expensive that how do you get these young kids excited? The mascot sets, stuff like that, is what when we go to the ballpark. If your team is lucky enough to have a mascot, whether it's major leagues or maybe it's a minor league affiliate, it's fun. The mascots are fun. My son Bentley at FanFest in 2020 got picked up by Stomper, turned upside down, and Stomper tried to carry him off. And after it was all done and everybody in the crowd loved it, 2 of the local newspapers came up to me and said, hey, we're going to put these pictures of him in the newspaper tomorrow or online. Can we have his name and city? And it's like the interaction between that. And now he gets a Stomper card and he's like, Dad, I got to meet Stomper. It's like, don't take that away from our kids, because there's plenty of other stuff for the adults to collect. Do away with Transcendent Hall of Fame edition. We don't need it. We didn't ask for it. We don't need it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. By the way, Panini does not care about you. I hope you know that. They don't. And the way I know this is how they treat one of their most prominent products. Now, it might not be their biggest money maker, but it's their most prominent product. At Hold Your Horses, which is a great Twitter handle, tweeted out, no! He had a 2021 Panini Prism LeBron James doing the classic Kobe dunk, but the stamp or the etching of LeBron is ghosted, like it's way in front of him. And if you scroll down a little bit, Steph, there's another guy that said, hey, at least they didn't do as bad as me. And his card is like cut, and it's like a diamond shape. I'm not sure where it was. It's in there somewhere, but it was crazy. It was like a go back up, Steph. I think you have to open it up. It was like diamond shaped. It was crazy. It just like I heard James, our buddy James Good, talking about how bad they were. We showed up. I don't know, with some hobby or some retail of it though, and how off center it was with the colors. And last year was the same thing in basketball. I know football was terrible this year. What do they care? You're going to spend, $1,200, $1,500 on $2,000 on a hobby box. You're going to spend, $500 on a blaster. What do they care?
Now,
what do they care if it's miscut, if it's off?
I'm going to go on eBay right now and buy that card. What am I looking at? How much is that card worth? Because I mean, you get misprints. I think it's around
$100 or so, because it's LeBron doing that Kobe dunk after he passed.
Because I've seen a few people on Facebook excited about that pull, so I was curious.
Yeah, because it's a simple base card, but the picture is iconic. The photo they were able to use for it became very iconic. It means a lot. People are going to look back. That picture will be a poster of LeBron James that will hang up for the next 30 years in somebody's bedroom, because it's just, everybody's going to say that is the dunk he did to celebrate Kobe and his passing. And so anyway, it just stinks though. Like the day and age of technology that we're in, with all of these NFTs and blockchain and cryptocurrency, we can't print stuff correctly. You kidding me?
Well, the other day, I don't know if you saw it. I bought a 85 McGuire, and on the back it's miscut to where half the card, you couldn't tell what card number it is on the back, and McGuire's name. It's got somebody else's name on the bottom of it. And could you imagine pulling that out of a pack in 1985, 1987, 1989, right? At the height of that card's valuation, you turn that over and go, oh, you got to be kidding me. Now it's a cool $11. Let me stick it in the binder. It's fun to have.
Yeah, but that was when it was printed. It was 1985. We didn't care.
Yeah, you were. That was common.
Yeah,
that
they were smoking cigarettes and doing whatever else they wanted to do back.
Damn near every card that comes out of a pack right now should be a 9+. You know, you're going to have surface issues. You know, when you get the pack out process.
I think they guarantee 8.5.
Just wait until I show you this video coming up about this guy opening Bowman on Facebook. You're going to think differently. More Pro Set is coming out. Leaf trading cards tweeted out during the draft. We have a little surprise tonight. There's a special web exclusive cards will be announced as certain players are taken. The memories continue. You guys are going to love these. They use the 1990 Pro Set draft picks design. And there went Ben. Which was amazing. So they had 10 cards released. I bought all of them. I had to. I think you can buy them through Friday, through May 8th. So card number one overall pick, Trevor Lawrence has the card for the Jaguars for the quarterback. Number 2 overall pick, Zach Wilson, the quarterback of the Jets. Number 3 overall pick, Trey Lance, quarterback of the Niners. Number 4 overall pick, Kyle Pitts, tight end for the Falcons. Number 5 pick, Jamar Chase, wide receiver.
Now, wait. Who did you say number
6
4
pick was Kyle Pitts. We're going to talk about this in a second. Number 6 pick, Jalen Waddle, the receiver of the Dolphins, has one. Number 10 pick, Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Eagles. Pick 11, Justin Fields, the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, has one. Pick 15, Mac Jones, quarterback for the Patriots. And pick number 24, Najee Harris, running back of the Steelers, has a card. I love these because they use the college uniform, no logos, but then they put them on the team colored 1990 Pro Sets, which, by the way, I think they might still be printing 90 Pro Set. But yeah, I was a sucker, went and bought these. They're gorgeous. So I made a claim that the first 4 picks in the draft would be quarterbacks. Now, the Falcons didn't trade out, and they kept there, and they went Pitts, which is fine. I did say, though, if you watch the show about the 2-hour mark, I don't remember, I'll have to pull up, but I did say that watch out, the Bears will trade up from 20, and they did. They traded up to 11, and they drafted Justin Fields. So, Mike Schmidt is the greatest National League third baseman of all time. I did honor it. I tweeted it out, told everybody that on Twitter. What the best part was, I got to spend the draft with my best friends. We were at Wild Wings, and we sat at the bar for like 5 hours or whatever, watched every pick of the first round. And we haven't hung out like that in so long. And it was good to hear, we were watching other people cheer and boo their picks. And it was fabulous. So
thanks for the invite.
I'm sorry. It was a little rough thing. There we go. At Buffalo Wild Wings, enjoying the draft and spreading the word that Mike Schmidt was the greatest National League third baseman of all time. Sported my Colts hat, and they picked Kwity Paye. So I'm happy about that.
You're a Colts fan?
Yeah.
Since when?
Since 1998 when they drafted Peyton Manning.
2012.
Front runner. I get it.
Yeah. Well, Barry Sanders retired, and I hated the Lions for what they did to Barry, and so I really enjoyed watching Peyton in his college career. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Peyton's backup was better.
Now he's a Tampa Bay fan.
No. God, no.
It's all right.
Trevor Lawrence tops cards. So at Andrew L. Baker tweets out, let's call a spade a spade. If you're in on the Trevor Lawrence tops cards, you definitely shouldn't ever speak negative words about Panini Baseball or Leaf cards being unlicensed. I pretty much agree with that statement. Now, some of the cards are art and some, photographs or whatever. But I agree because they used old Topps football designs and put pictures of Trevor Lawrence on there, very similar to what Leaf is doing with the Pro Set.
Sure.
And I have zero problem with it. And like I said, sometimes not having the logos makes the card not as attractive to me to buy. But if it's of my team or a player or something that I like and it's a decent, I might pick up, some. I always get the team sets of Donruss because I think a lot of the times they have really nice designs. But yeah, so there's people that BS and bitch and moan and about no logos, and they're drooling all over these Trevor Lawrence cards, and well, I mean, my favorite one's the 86 one because he looks like he's going to Tampa Bay, right there. That's what it reminds me of. So, yeah. By the way, he's got amazing hair. I wish I had hair like that. So, lazy tops. I like this. We're hitting all the card manufacturers this morning or this evening. At Garfield Cards, why do we allow this? So, he tweeted out 3 pictures of Ryan Mountcastle rookie cards. One's the 2021 Topps Series 1. The next is the Bowman, 2021 Bowman, and then 2021 Heritage New Age Performers. Let's see if you can find the difference. There's the Topps. And then you have the Bowman, I think, is next. Yeah. And New Age Performers.
Well, you see, this one has a different border.
I'm talking about just him, the player himself.
And this one says 70th Topps. And this one has a little black border around the outside. And
Yeah,
this one's
it's just So what they did is they cropped it real close on the Topps base, and they pulled it back for a little bit for the New Age Performers, and they pulled it a little farther back for the Bowman. It's the same damn picture.
Thanks, Topps.
Like, just lazy.
Like I can buy this if you're using historical photos of Babe Ruth or Walter Johnson or Ty Cobb or whatever, where you only may have 100 or 200 photos to choose from. But
it's just lazy.
You're going to Photoshop the jersey anyway. Come on, guys.
It's just lazy. Here we go. Here's that thing I was talking about Facebook breakers. So Certified Cards tweeted this out. Facebook breakers are a different breed. So Steph, I need you to share the video with the audio. There's 2 tweets there because there's the first one and then a follow-up one where he's still doing it. And it's amazing. If you guys aren't watching the show, I say you hop on now and do that. We're about the 48-minute mark of the show on YouTube. And I'll set it. The guy's doing a break on Facebook Live, and he's breaking 2021 Bowman Hobby. And he grabs 3 packs at a time, but then he grabs like an X-Acto knife. You got to make sure you share the audio because that's the best part.
It's on. It should be on.
I don't hear it.
I hear the
Oh, there we go.
knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
Share
It's just amazing because it's
Nah. How about this? You guys hear that?
Yeah. So he's just taking an X-Acto knife to the top of the Bowman packs. 3 in a row, 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't hear him talking because he says something to the fact that they make these packs.
There we go. Yes, I need to have my wife down here open them for me.
Need to have my wife down here
Well,
opening
if
them
they
for me?
wouldn't make the packs so small, it would be a lot
If they
easier
wouldn't make the
for me to
packs
do.
so small, they're fit to fit the cards because if they weren't, the cards would bang around inside of it, you jackass. Like, what kind of dummy are? I'm sorry, what kind of dummy are you?
We talk about
They make the packs so small.
We say no tape on top loaders and stuff because if I've got to take a knife near my cards, this dude is slicing off the top of your favorite prospect this year.
Yeah, see,
The
this
thing is,
you want to think that this needed to be said.
yeah. The thing is, real quick though, it's if you're trying to open up 3 packs at a time, and he's still tearing the packs apart. The second video has him basically opening there's a card stuck in a pack, then he opens the pack the normal way. Like I can't believe this.
He is so rough on those cards. If you're watching the video or if you've seen the
he
video,
takes it And he shakes upside down like he's putting salt on his potatoes or something. Like I don't. And then
Dude,
watch
this
this.
guy-
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you got to love Facebook and the people on there, and you
Do
know,
we though?
Do we know the name
they're
of
just shit you see on Facebook.
Do we know the name of the breaker?
I don't, but it's terrible.
What a goob.
The packs have been the same size, I don't know, since they went from wax packs.
Just about, yeah.
Just stupid. Just dumb. This broke my heart. But it kind of was funny because Jimmy had some fun with it. Our buddy Kentucky Cards, Jimmy, had a burglary last Thursday. So it was like Wednesday night into Thursday morning, like around 2 a.m. And I just brought the video of the guy breaking in and then stealing stuff. And Jimmy says at least he was too short to see the other 1819 Optics basketball box up there. If this guy needed help, we probably would have found a way anyway. Definitely knew the shop, in my opinion, was going through the video now. I appreciate you all so much. And the kind words, we are pressing on and only going to get better. So he posted another video of this, and the guy like skipped over 2020 playbook football. So Jimmy and one of his buddies just opened the boxes that he skipped over, hoping to pull something big. I don't know if they did, but here's a picture of the scumbag that broke in. And obviously the guy had been in the store because he knew exactly where to look and where to go for. And no singles were taken, nothing memorable, because I know Jimmy's got a lot of it with his collection in there. You know, Steph's been in the shop, but he said about $25,000 worth of product was taken. And Jimmy is one of the most gracious guys out there.
He truly is.
With giving stuff away, helping people out, doing stuff with them, or for them. So,
well, and you can't see it here. This unit has all of his private collection stuff. So it has the Zion 1 of 1. It has a Mickey Mantle rookie. It has all of his major stuff, the key guys.
Yeah.
And none of this got touched.
Yeah.
Just the new product.
Yeah.
Although he needs to set his clock date on his security system because it's 1970.
Hey, maybe it was a good year.
Yeah.
But no, to me, it's just, he at least had some, he could get a laugh a little bit out of it, but it just sucks. I didn't put this in the notes, but our buddy Ryan from Card Collector 2 just opened his brand new store up across the street from his old one. He bought the building and went in and did a big remodel. I know he has the first 2 episodes of building a card shop on his YouTube page, which are like episodes. It feels like a legit documentary, like 20-minute episodes of the process of what's going on there. And he did tweet out a picture, I think it was yesterday, of people in the new space. And they've been going at it since the beginning of the year. So outstanding job. We talked to him about a year and a half, 2 years ago when he opened the shop. And he's doing well. He's up to 11 full-time employees.
Good for him.
Right? I mean, that is amazing. So amazing. And so, it was pretty cool to see what he's doing over there and his breaks and things he's doing for collectors. And
I might be seeing him in 2 weeks if he comes down for the Dallas shows. I think he was here last time.
Nice.
So I'll congratulate
he even
him
had
on the new show if he does come down. Store.
This also talks about robberies. So there was a Insta page, the Bay Area SCX, which is a sports card exchange. Somebody posted a message on there. Please, and there's a picture, and somebody said put a message with this. It says, "Please be careful what you post. This is something I believe is reckless on social media. I really am surprised no one has ever robbed a card show, a dealer, or a collector outside. Think safely of everyone, please." And it's a guy, I don't know, he's buying a Pokemon card, and then the other guy's got a big old two fistfuls of cash. And I know we saw this at the Dallas card show as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, guys, not a smart move. It's like watching that TikTok video or some Facebook video live. This girl's got all this money, and she's like in her car. She's like flashing around, like, I got all this money. Got this money. All of a sudden, a gun comes in the window, another hand, and the cash is gone. And it's like,
what were you expecting?
Or there was a kid on. Yeah, it's dumb flashing money like that.
In that instance, I mean, I know that we've heard of individual cards being stolen, or in Cracknell's case, he lost a laptop one year. But yeah, try not to make yourself a target. I mean, I know the auction houses have huge hired security guards, and if they have something seriously valuable, they have a couple of FBI agents that are undercover. But if you're just a Joe Schmo
At a local show, like
at a local show, come on, guys,
yeah.
don't make yourself a target.
Yeah. Anyway, just be safe out there and smart. Walmart vendors at the SP Ghost 60 tweet out bye to Walmart's. There was a note that was posted out, and I think Cardboard Icon shot it our way as well. But it was posted up. Attention, trading card vendors. The trading card category have been removed from the sales floor, and the sale of these items has been suspended due to inappropriate customer behavior and increased demands. Please do not stock these items until further direction from management has been given. Questions and comments can be directed to the management team. Thank you, store management.
So it's interesting that we see this, and I'd be curious whether to see if it's a store level, if it's a district level, or if it's like a regional thing nationwide. Yeah. Because our local Walmart hasn't had any product in at least 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Like I said, the one across my street hasn't had it in months. I was at another one recently that used to have product all the time. Even had like shelving for it recently when there was nothing, and now it's all filled up with knickknacks, candy, and everything else but trading cards. I honestly believe the WalMarts here in Sacramento have moved away from.
I mean, they still had Magic cards and a pack or two of Pokemon, so they're still carrying cards, but they're not sport related.
Yeah. So. I almost don't even look anymore. Like because it just disappoints me. And the thing is like, I saw some people were excited because they were able to get a pack on this last Friday at Targets. But with Walmart and Target doing this and changing their policy so quickly, how do you think this affects the distribution of retail products going forward?
I mean,
like those SKUs, Walmart and Target are huge and they're everywhere.
Right.
So they stopped selling there. All the rural places that LCSs now are going to be losing out on product.
Sure. Especially local. I mean, they're going to be hit by it too. It's unfortunate to see, but at the same time, the policy that our local Target implemented, essentially saying you have to go to customer service. They have a cart or behind the counter. They're all displayed nicely. You get to point at one product, and you can leave with one product. And it was actually nice to rip open 2 packs, one for me, one for the wife, of Panini Prism this year. Not huge basketball collectors, but it's the first time since 2017-18 that we've seen it. So yeah, sure, that's the pack that I'm going to leave with. But then even then, as we were checking out, there was a guy who, I mean, could have easily passed for a tweaker. Hey man, I need my packs. I need to have it. Look, okay, well, but if I can only have one, can my son have one? He loves basketball. Like, dude, your son's 3 and he's throwing a car up and down in the air, trying to catch it in his face. He doesn't love basketball.
Maybe he's practicing a shot.
No, he was whipping it straight up and watching it smack himself in the face. I'm like, you're. The room has a higher temperature than you two have IQs combined, and your kid's pulling the weight.
I've been saying for a long time that retail's gone. I mean, eventually you won't see any more whatsoever. I said last year by Q3 this year it would be down. 70% of it would be gone, and I think we're on pace for that, if not already. I mean, there's so many stores, like you said, Tim, in this area. I haven't been to everyone, but I've been to a couple of Targets and a couple of Walmarts just here and there, and you can't find any product. Yeah, I've been to 4 Targets in the last 2 or 3 months, and they just don't have any at all. One did.
Well, I know my local one, the section got cut down and it's replaced with like Hot Wheels and those blind packs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Of,
it's
the random toys.
Again, we've covered this topic at nauseum, and it's just there are so many other options for the stores that they don't have to worry about all of these other resources like security and the safety of other consumers and shoppers when they're in there. It's just, as a store manager, I'd be done with it immediately. Yeah, the margins are not there. I can put other stuff there and make just as much money.
So what do you think? Is there a better solution to distribute retail product? Because I think it's a good see, my favorite thing about retail was it was a good way to spend $5 to $20, depending if you bought a hanger, you bought a fat pack, you bought a blister pack, you bought a blaster box, a mega box, whatever. You could spend around $5 to $30, say, and be able to get a taste of the product and see what it was.
Sure.
Right? You could, hey, I don't know what Heritage is about, but I spend $5 on this pack, open it up, and get a taste for it.
Sure.
Now you can't even sniff the product. You don't even know it was ever there. So you put it online, you're going to be fighting the bots, and it's going to be the same people swooping up and grabbing it and then selling it. And I don't know if there's a better way. I think that we see them at weird places like we have been. I think like we don't have Myers here, but Myers got what we looked up, like 1,700 stores.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see them I think at Walgreens. You're going to see them we talked about Five Below. You're going to see them just at these random discount retailers or pharmacies or lower end versions of regional Target style stores, which I don't think California really has any. I mean, even the Dollar Tree is getting just hammered for their dollar packs. So it's just like, I don't know if there's a better way or not. I think we're just in this insane time right now, like the housing market. It doesn't make any flipping sense. I try to look at that and people are, well, it's the low interest rates. And it's like, people are moving from the Bay Area to Sacramento. And it's like, yeah, but like, don't you guys realize that like in 4 or 5 years, if this ever corrects itself, you're going to be upside down real quick?
Mm-hmm.
We'll deal with it then. So it's like, I'm just going to wait it, it's just like wait it out, see what happens. Yeah. I mean,
it's the economics are surrounding the hobby are just ridiculous. Like they're not even reasonable anymore. I mean, it's very similar to like the 2008 market, where the housing market, where everybody was buying houses interest only, and everybody's like, oh, this is never going to end. And then all of a sudden it crashes out from under them. And now you got people whose credit is shot, and people who lose their homes, and I got nothing now. And it's like, you didn't think that this was going to happen. No offense to people who make minimum wage, but if you make minimum wage, you're probably not going to be able to afford a $400,000 plus home. But back in 2008, you could, because you were only paying the interest. And it's like, you didn't read the contract. You signed it.
They just said sign
24 months, you're going to have to pay this. And now when your mortgage goes from $500, $600 a month to $27, $3,000, and you're making minimum wage, the math doesn't work. And that's what happened. And there you go. And it's like, people are buying all of this stuff at such high prices that I would imagine a lot of this stuff is hitting credit cards, and it's not going to be moved. I mean, you see it right now on Facebook. Everybody is looking to cash out on flagship, Heritage, and opening day baseball, and it's just being laughed at because not everything is a flip opportunity. And a lot of people are bent over and are taking it right now, trying to just cash out.
Well, and like I said, like I showed last week, there was a guy that was trying to trade 3 Donruss blaster boxes for anything basketball or football. Like, yeah, I'd love to do that too. Nobody's going to take you up on it.
Yeah.
No. What's funny is we talk about the 08, 09 housing market. I had some friends I worked with at Best Buy, and they were retail managers, and probably together they were bringing home over 100 a year together. Mm-hmm. And they bought like a $800,000 house and at the time, and I was like, how the hell we got this great deal. And within 2 years, they were in an apartment and had to sell their cars. And, it wasn't a pleasant financial outcome for them. I think they're just now getting back together on their feet. So,
yeah, and if we flip it, you're right, Tim. There's so many positives about retail from a collector's point of view. Right, I can dip my feet in the water at $20 and see if this is something I'm going to want. Let's take your most hated or one of your most hated products like Gallery. For $20, Gallery is not a bad price. If you can get, or just a pack of it, just to see what it looks like. And if you look at it and go, you know what, I hate this product. Cool. If I'm out $8 on a pack or $10, and it's like that's a lunch, right? If I'm out $20, no big deal. Maybe I get a couple of cool cards, maybe I don't. But that's the beauty of retail. We've got this podcast here. What if we wanted to open up some retail right now to show folks what the following product looks like? Hey, here's what Football Select looks like. Here's what your Justin Herbert rookie card is going to look like, because there's one in every pack. Cool. Diamond Kings. Let's show some
just
folks.
happened to find 2 hanger boxes today. Again, one for me, one for wife.
Yeah, we can't do that. But the problem is, if you flip the script, if you're Target, if you're Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to keep that on the shelves whatsoever. No justifiable reason at all that you can make an
fairness.
Argument. No, I'm saying like if you're a store manager and you've got this whole store, you got hundreds.
Monetarily wise, it's you're done. You're dead in the water.
Because
of all the labor, the labor costs are going to kill you. That's the thing.
Yeah. And now you've got to
especially now in California, if everybody's making $15 an hour. It's like,
I'll put anything else there before I leave those shelves empty before I put something on there that's going to cost me more. It does not make any sense whatsoever. I'll throw some Doritos up there, some Pepsis, some clearance, some seasonal, and I'll be fine. And if I put Pepsi up there, guess what? The Pepsi vendor has to stock it. I don't even have to do it, but I know nobody's going to be lining up to get a 12-pack of soda.
So there's some falsehoods out there. DJ Kazmarak, he's the VP of Sales and Product Development at Panini, said, I don't normally address industry falsehoods, but I've been contacted repeatedly about this today, and it's not true. There was like a snippet that was tweeted out a whole bunch this last week, and it says MJ and Excel and Anderson all lost their contract for Panini. Not Walmart, not Target, not Meijer. Panini was facing 4 separate class action lawsuits in addition to the above 3 companies due to backdoor deals not allowing equal opportunity for purchase and holding products for flippers. Panini cut the cord on distributors and is taking all card sales online through the Panini app starting January 2022. Until then, you may occasionally see cards, but after that, everything will be online for purchases direct through Panini. They are cutting out the middleman and keeping a higher profit/cut while crushing the flippers. Bravo, Panini. And DJ came out and said, no, that's not absolutely not true. So,
no, well, that's nice to see them do that too. Maybe it's something that's rumored that they might do, or that someone in a back room said, hey, how about this? And it was quickly shot down. Or it's just some guy with a creative writing course that wanted to write something that would get all of the views and all of the hits. Joshua Buchanan. But it's nice to see a company outright say, no, that's not true. It's not happening 100%.
I think one of the best ways for them to do this is that you create an online account with Panini, Topps, whoever, right? A free account. And when they have like a release comes out, you're able to go in and purchase one of each version of the item on a certain day, or when they did the lottery, or like when they do like those releases, you're able to buy 2 boxes of whatever Sapphire product is out, right? And it's tied to your email and your IP and all that fun stuff, and they go about it doing it that way. I don't know. I'm not that smart, computer savvy that way, but there's got to be a way for the maybe to get that retail product out a different way. I don't know, partner with Amazon, offer through Amazon. I don't know, but there's got to be a better way.
So here's a solution. And mind you, this is Upper Deck, not Panini, but I can buy a blaster now. That's $5 more than in store, but it gets delivered straight to me from them, and I don't have to deal with the hassle.
Yeah. So there you go. PSA's pricings. So there's a picture that came out showing PSA's pricings, and these are a lot of numbers, and there are a lot of big numbers. But this is telling you right here that PSA only wants the cream of the crop cards. They want the high-end, very lucrative card. They don't care now about your base rookie card anymore. They don't care about your numbered to 999 card. They want the number to 5. They want the 1 of 1. They want the Mickey Mantle DNA relic. Here we go. They have a program called Premium 10. It's $10,000 to grade your card. And it's for cards valued at, declared value at $250,000 plus.
So what you're saying is that I need to wait for economy to come back to have this graded?
Oh, yeah. If you send it to Big Shep Grading, we'll grade it here for you. There's a Premium 5, which is $5,000 to grade your card with a max declared value of $249,999. Premium 3, that's obviously going to cost you $3,000, and that maxes out at almost $100,000. Premium 2 is $2,000 and maxes out at $50,000. Premium 1 is $1,000 and maxes out at $25,000. A walkthrough is $600 and that maxes out at $10,000. Super Express is going to cost you $300 to grade a card. That maxes out at a $5,000 declared value. Express is $150 and that maxes out at a $2,500 card. Regular is $100 to grade a card, and the max declared value is only $1,000. Economy, which is not available right now, is $50 to grade a card, and max value is that it's $500. Now, there's a really good question to ask here. One, there is no timeline listed on this document of how long each of these services take. If I'm spending $10,000 to grade a card, I want Joe Orlando to fly it back to me and give me the card in person. That's just me. Second of all, who declares the value on the card?
Right.
The collector or PSA? And what happens if you send a card in and say it's valued at $1,000 today, right? But the guy goes off, wins an MVP, wins the Super Bowl MVP, breaks the touchdown record, all of this stuff. And now the card is now a $2,500 card. So it jumps up 2 tiers. I paid $100 to have it graded. Well, now it's a $3,000 card. Are you going to charge me $300 because it took you 3 months to get to the card?
Oh, we both know that's not true.
Or if it becomes that, the card gets lost in the mail. They can't find it. They send it to the wrong person. Oh, your declared value on this card was $1,000. We're going to give you $1,000.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what would happen too. I know there's a lot of companies that say, oh, well, first, we're sorry that something happened to this. However, because you purchased it at X or you declared it as X, that's what we're giving you back. We would give you the same if it lost money. However, this is what you paid for.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't do this. There's no, I don't know.
People pay these prices on purpose. Like it's not something you have to do, right? This is a hobby that we do of our own free will, and people do this, and they fall in line like sheep. I don't understand the thought.
Do you understand? I was watching one of Card Collector 2's videos, and he received back a PSA submission of a bunch of rookie cards he'd sent in last summer around June, and he just got them back. I want to say this was mid-April. Okay. He knew they were going to take forever because he did economy. And he goes, when you see some of the cards I graded, you're going to think I'm an idiot. Because, the guy, it's like Terrence Mann and these guys you wouldn't think to get graded. But he's like, yeah, he goes, when I did the bulk submission, it was $8 to economy to grade these cards. So now you're telling me it's $50?
Yeah.
Like, if you guys graded cards in bulk, a year and a half ago, you know that a card, it was below $10 to grade a card. And you didn't declare any value on the card. You just sent the cards in.
Mm-hmm.
I know times change and everything, but a 5X?
And the funniest thing, too, is when you go to the card show, the one that I went to, a couple weekends ago, and let's say I went in there and I'm a Fernando Tatis guy, right? And 50+% of the tables are slab fests. Each of them had Topps Chrome and base cards of his just sitting there. How much you want for this? Oh, $80 a pop, $80 a pop, $80. It's like, dude, I literally could. Hey, you know what? It's like a bus. If you miss this one, another one will come along. It didn't matter which table I went to; they all had them. If everybody has them, there's nothing special about them. And now that's why we say we're in a modern day junk wax era. Anybody who suggests otherwise, you're just not paying attention. There is so much oversaturation and garbage that's available, and it's coming at us so fast. It's hitting us head on to the point where I had one of our good friends of the show. I was talking to him in private this morning, and he puts together stats for different online releases, and he's like, I'm just tired of it. He goes, Project 70, it doesn't have any Cubs cards for me. And he's like, I put these stats together, and he goes, whatever, man. It's just, you're seeing more and more of these dedicated collectors that just are getting tired. And if one by one we start to fall off, once the bubble really starts to subside and we start to see the long-term ramifications and things start regressing to the mean, these companies aren't going to have the foundation behind them because the flippers are going to leave because the flippers aren't going to have any buyers. So you start to go back to the true diehard, tried and true collectors. Those guys are going to be gone too. That's why the flippers had no buyers. And then we're talking about the apocalypse here in the hobby. So it's not going to be that bad, but it's going to be, it potentially could. It's what happened in the junk wax era. That's why you had the dark era of the, that 04 to 07 era where companies were going out of business and the releases were early 80s and earlier, where if you go to Trading Card Database and plug in 1989, plug in 2007, and plug in 2021 or 2020, since it was a completed year, look at 2007 compared to the junk wax era compared to now. There's hardly any listings by comparison.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Brian in the chat says not true. PSA wants all the cards. Nat Turner came out and said it. So you're telling me that if I want to grade, let's see here, let's grade a random rookie card. Okay, this Ian Anderson Inception Green parallel, right? This is like what, maybe a $2 card, right?
Sure.
I'm going to spend $50 to grade the card because it's under $500. So I'm going to spend $50 and then I'm going to spend $5 to ship it down there, right? So I'm spending $55, say $60 to grade this card. This card then has to sell for $60+ for me to make any money whatsoever of why I graded the card. That makes 0 sense. Even in a perfect Gen Mint 10, this might be a $10 card. And then only to really Braves collectors, maybe he becomes the next John Smoltz. Who knows? But even then, for that card to ever hit $60 would be astronomical odds. Astronomical odds. So they don't want every card. They are telling you right now, we don't want your petty little penny cards. We don't want your cheap cards. We want your expensive cards. Come and see us here at PSA. They're going to let HGA and CSG and WXYZ and, Bubba's Grading Card Company grade your cards because they're the ones that need the business. They're the ones that need to build a brand. PSA's, hey, we were the first to grade cards. We are the luxury card grader. Right? Like, my thing is, it's all bullshit anyway. It's, to me, it's like I'm done and over with grading. I honestly don't want to even talk about it anymore because it bores me now. It bores me. It bores me like the NFT stuff. We're going to hit this thing where Trevor Lawrence is going to have an NFT. Gary Vee released an NFT today. When everybody just is piling on.
Ours again?
No, not now. We're going to wait. We're going to come out with our own cryptocurrency
with the new season.
Yeah. it's just like all of it coming out. It's like a water hose, and you're trying to drink out of a fire hose. It's like it's just not going to work. And anyway, whatever. Steph, you had something you wanted to chat about?
Yeah. So real quick, Ben, can you read this for me?
Ben's reading test.
My dog really likes baseball cards. I show him cards and he smiles, and then I pet him and give him a treat. Anyway, the Cardinals are his favorite team, but he doesn't have much money. This is the last offer eBay will let me make. Please accept. I like this guy.
I thought you'd like the things you see on eBay, not on eBay.
It's like the one I posted the other day. And my 1-year-old accidentally bought this. Can you please cancel it?
So Brian says, hey, wake me up when I can buy prison basketball for $20. Stop at the junk wax era. Or wake me when I can buy cards at every gas station.
This is worse than the junk wax era by far.
The reason we're saying this, we're not talking boxes. We're talking the product inside the boxes, because what's going to happen is a lot of this product is getting consumed by breakers, by flippers, by collectors opening this product. But what happens is that when you spend $2,000 on a box that normally would retail for, say, $200 a box, Panini then says, we put $100 worth of product in, on average, in every single box. You're going to get $100 worth of cards for $2,000.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how that math works on average. Now, you hit a big card, outstanding, you sell it, you make your money. But years from now, there's a guy here that spent this guy's looking for 5X, Coop's Cards Hobby. I've officially spent over $100,000 on my Tua Tagovailoa rookie card collection. I pray that I can sell it in 3 to 5 years for 5 times what I paid. There were people our parents' ages that were buying Jose Canseco, Will Clark, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, Greg Jeffries, Mark Grace, Dave Magadan, Brian Taylor, you name it. They were buying these cards like crazy, spending thousands and thousands of dollars because they said, this is the college fund. I know I'm going to put this, I'm going to buy this product and I'm going to put it away because no one else, everybody was doing it. That's why now they call it the junk wax era, because after it happened, all this wax was left over that nobody opened because everybody bought it and set it aside. Or everybody had it because we didn't have the internet. We didn't know that there were 5 bazillion versions of the 1986 Donruss Jose Canseco that once was trending at $100+.
Will Clark, you say?
Well, what's funny is I was at this card show, right? It was packed to the brim of retail and slabs and junk wax era cards, every auto under the sun, every rookie card you could want. So don't mistake. The reason you can't go to the corner store anymore is because you don't need to. You can go to eBay. You can go to Dave and Adams. You can go to Blowout. You can go to Steel City. You can go to eBay and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. And you can go anywhere you want today and find cards. There's nothing you can't find outside of low-numbered cards, which you can still find some. And the simple fact is, when you look at a flagship checklist, and we've talked about this before, the thousands and thousands of cards that are going to be made for one player on one portion, just the base portion of the checklist, when you start to extrapolate that with pack odds, you're talking about 1.2 to 1.6 billion in flagship alone. And then there's going to be well over 100 releases this year across all sports and manufacturers. You're talking about so many cards produced just because you can't go into the nickel and dime stores anymore and the gas stations and find it. You don't have to. You don't have to, because it's everywhere. I could have bought anything I wanted. You name a product, and I could have bought it at the Bay Area Card Show 2 weeks ago. All I would have had to do is pay X over original cost, right? It could be 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X, but it was available to me. So don't say it's not there. It's not there at the Target and Walmart, because those who control the supply also control the artificial demand thereof. That's economics 101. They're giving you a small taste, and the more that you taste, or the more that you think you want to taste it, the more expensive it becomes, and the more they're going to hold it back because that's how it works.
So just to give you an idea,
this makes me sad. Empty shelves. Went to a show.
There it is.
Let's see, week and a half prior to that, and as soon as my internet loads,
there's all your. That's your Target shop right now, at a 4x cost. So you can find it.
I just did a PSA pop report on one specific card, an 1819 Prism, Luca card number 280, the base card. Okay, the base card. How many base Luca Prisms do you think have been graded by PSA?
286.
$4,000
total. Well, if you count, I guess look, they're counting all of the parallels too.
Gotcha.
29,821. And that's just PSA, my friend. 30,000.
Of course.
30,000 Lucas have been graded. And I can tell you, there are 5 in this room that are not graded. So,
and that's 1819, not even.
And I would imagine that some of that product is still sitting on a warehouse shelf somewhere that hasn't been opened, or it's in a private collection. Whether it's the intent is to keep it or to flip it someday,
or to keep it unopened.
Yeah, I mean, or just to keep it in general unopened. I might have one in there, I might not. I've got an 89 Upper Deck box. Maybe it's got a Griffey, maybe it doesn't. But that's
I have an unopened 2015 Diamond Kings haven't touched.
That's the thing is, if I go to a card show, the year is 1987, I go to a card show, and I might be off by a year or two, but 1986 Donruss Jose Canseco is going to cost me $100. And the problem is, as I'm standing there in front of Stefan's table, that's the only one available to me, if that's the only one in that show.
Or be a toddler at that point, but okay.
So
here we go. What I'm saying, right? It's one of those things that when I went to the show 2 weeks ago, I bought 6 of these for an average of $6 each. Okay, so that's a $94 loss against what this guy would have bought them if he had bought them in 1987. And the thing is I can go on the internet and find countless more. You know, you're not limited to the supply in front of you like you were during the junk wax. Type in anything into eBay and then tell me you're not in a junk wax era. Just type in a player's name from 1 year and you'll see thousands of listings.
All right, here we go. So Zion Williamson, 1920, Panini Prism card number 248. How many total versions of that card do you think have been graded?
Well, based on the look, I'd say probably north of 30,000, so 35,000.
Yeah,
stuff.
Good guess.
31,568. Out of that, 17,059 have graded a 10.
And that's just one card, right? Just one card number?
That's all. That's just his one card with all of his parallels. I'm looking for the base version.
But that's just one single card, right?
Yes.
There are 31,000 copies. So that doesn't include the other 150, 200 rookie cards or XRCs that they made during his rookie year, right?
Correct.
So the question would be, Steph, I don't know if you can pull this up. How many, if I wanted to get one of every base rookie card of Zion Williamson from his rookie year or Luka, how many would I need to get? Not including parallels, right? It got to be what, like 30 or 40 of them?
Oh, guys, right? I lied. I'm sorry. That's just base. I'm sorry. I lied. I'm reading this wrong. Both of those were just the base card, not counting the color parallels.
Oh,
I lied. I'm sorry. I was reading this incorrectly. There's 31,000 graded Zion Williamson rookie Prism, just Prism cards. 17,000 which have got 10s. Yeah. So I guess I apologize. I read that wrong.
And if there's 200 or 300 cards in that set.
Yeah, there's 300 cards, 50 rookies, I believe.
How many cards aren't? Oh dear, you see, and when people say
your brain's gonna explode, dude.
Yeah, when people are like the math isn't there, it's like literally just look at a checklist, like a flagship baseball checklist, and do the math to find out how many cards have to be produced just to satisfy the parallels. And then how many base cards do you think you have to have when you multiply that by your pack odds? And you're going to talk about hundreds of millions, if not billions of cards in just one release. I did the math on flagship, and I got anywhere because just basing it off of what I would approximate you would need on one, card number 1, card number 2, in order to get all of those. I got to 1.2 to 1.6 billion. And I'm thinking that might be light. And then Series 2, an update. Now you're looking at 5-6 billion cards for 3 releases of baseball only. And if you do that, we know that you're going to have a situation where, because you've got to have easily a million, couple million of each base card in order to satisfy the pack odds. You just have to. And that doesn't include any of the autos and relics and other stuff and all of those countless parallels as well.
Wait,
it's just
he's got enormous. How much is that?
2,700.
2,700 rookie cards for one guy. Well, most of that's chronicles. That's chronicles.
Is that including parallels?
Yeah, probably. Still though.
Okay. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It just. So the guy with the Tua thing, real quick, right? Like, so imagine spending $100K on Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's played what 5 games, 6 games. I mean, they started Ryan Fitzpatrick over him, and then they brought him back, and then they benched him again, and put Ryan Fitzpatrick back in, and Ryan Fitzpatrick's our age. I love Fitzy, but come on, and this guy most likely, I mean, he could be awesome, and don't get me wrong, I root for the guy. Like, I want him to be good. He seems like a good kid, but there's a really good possibility he turns out to be Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. Mitch Trubisky. If you just look since 2015, the number one pick quarterbacks that have just kind of been hobby darlings, and then all of a sudden just everybody laughs. I think I would have taken the $100K and I would have bought Peyton Manning, or I would have bought Tom Brady. Because I don't think Tom Brady could do, unless he went full OJ. I don't think Tom Brady's card values would fall. They've only increased. He's like Mickey Mantle. He's like Mike Trout.
As far as Tua goes, so let's set aside the Deshaun Watson lawsuits for just a moment, because at the time,
let's talk about that scumbag.
At the time that Deshaun Watson was rumored to be traded, I want out of Houston. That stuff hadn't yet hit the presses, right? So you had the 49ers that were talking about him. You had the Broncos. You had the Raiders. You had both the Jets and the Dolphins, which were the 2 most likely destinations, because at that time they held the number 2 and number 3 overall picks. So now you have, Zach Wilson and pick your number 3, Lance Jones or Fields. But it was okay, the Dolphins are going to give up the number 3 and Tua for Deshaun Watson, because they see Deshaun Watson that much of an upgrade over this. And it's then you started seeing, right now there's an article on ESPN, the 7 most likely destinations if the Packers were to entertain a Aaron Rodgers trade. And I think the Dolphins came in at number 2 or number 3, and 2 was going to be the prized possession. And I think in that trade, I believe he went to Pittsburgh in a 3-way trade with a bunch of first-round picks going to Green Bay, with Jordan Love being installed as the starter under this proposed trade. And it's Tua's name can't stay out of the trade offers, and the trade rumors. And it's so if this guy is the heir apparent to Miami's, conundrum at quarterback for the next decade, why is his name being mentioned in every article? He should be considered an untouchable. This guy's I spent $100K. I hope in a few years I can get $500K. My thought when I saw that is I started giggling, go, buddy, you better hope in the next couple of years you can cash out at $100K, because I'm not 100% certain you're going to come anywhere near that.
So rolling into the next one while Tim figures out his internet. Or there he is. He's back.
I think I'm back.
You think you're back.
Steph, this was your question. You roll with it. I'm going to look something up real quick while you do that.
You do that. And I did have an idea for a registry project, but we'll roll that out next week. So I asked, in that I'm currently trying to sort everything out. And I've got 3 row boxes that, this one is rookies, this one is inserts, this one is parallels, this is serial numbered and short prints. I asked a basic question. So, say in that instance, if, and because Panini loves to do this, I'll use them as the example. If I open a box and it has an insert that's also a parallel, which is it more of? Which box do you put it in? And of 35 people, 54.3 said it's an insert, put it in the insert box. Parallel, about 32% of the people said that. And then 14.5, 14.3 is just confused why I'm asking. So, like I said, so for example, say this were a short print card. It's a parallel because it has a custom border, but it's the short print card. Is it a parallel or is it the short print? Which box do I put it in? And I think what I ended up doing was going with it's the insert first, but then inside of that box you could separate them out if you so choose.
So for me, if you took like flagship baseball, if there's any short prints and super short print photo variations, those are a one-off of the base set, right? Because those are short prints. Okay, now you have your inserts, like your through the years inserts.
So maybe a good example. So say you have a Ricky Henderson short print, right? Card number 465. But Topps also put out that same short print and numbered it to 465.
Right, so it would go with the short print because it's a parallel of that short print. So just like the inserts, if you have a through the years, and then this year they did the blues and the blacks out of 299s and the platinums out of 70, the through the years is a parallel set, the worst one of all time, but it's an insert nonetheless. So if for me, I've got the McGuire base. I get the blue, it goes right next to it. I get the black, it goes next to it. I get the platinum, it goes next to it. It's a parallel of the insert. So it goes with that parallel. And just like if you've got the silver packs and then you get all the different colors, the blues and the purples and the greens and the golds, those also go with those cards. Whether it's on the same page as the base or it's on its own if you're building a green set or, For me, it goes as a one-off of that particular one. So it just depends on how you choose to organize it. If you binder it or if you put them in top loaders, it really doesn't matter. It's a matter of you need to go find it or you added another parallel color you didn't have. How do you find it? For me, I put all the inserts mixed in if pages need to, if it's all part of Series 1. But I know if it's a Series 1 parallel and I added one to my PC, I've got to go to the 21 flagship section of my binder and I'll find it. It's there.
Real quick, we had a question about how many 89 Upper Deck Griffies have been graded by PSA. So 32 years of grading, years to be able, or when do they start grading cards? 90, 91?
Give, take, so 89, 90.
Yeah. So they've been grading cards, say 30 years. The card's been out 32 years. How many of those Griffies do you think have been graded in that amount of time?
120K.
All right, Ben?
I'd say 85K.
Okay. So overall, they've had 140,000 upper deck, 89 upper decks graded. Okay. I'm sorry, it's almost 149,000 total from the entire set. Ken Griffey Jr. graded cards by PSA. 78,791 cards. So yes, it's definitely more than Zion and Luka, but that card's been out 3 years, and 2 years, and they are halfway to the amount of this. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Steph. By the way, like if it's say you had your Joe Mauer base card, and then the red, pink, purple. Those are all, to me, parallels of the base card.
Sure.
I really consider inserts like any sub brands that are in there, like, through the years or the 1985s or whatever. Those are all inserts to me. But if it's a color variation off of a base card, then it's a parallel of that base card, and those would go together. Question: I have two questions.
Just real
It's
quick,
all
the easiest way is just build the damn parallel team set, and then they can all go together with themselves. That's what gets me in so much damn trouble in this hobby.
But I'm doing a Diamond King set, and I don't need all 170 reds and all 170 plums.
To just stick them at the back end in some random ass order. Just stick them at the end, all your grays together.
So I have two questions of the week to this week. One's negative, one's a little negative, and one's a little positive, but there's follow-ups to both. What annoys you the most about this hobby?
People dogpiling in. So if I were to say, hey, I had a negative experience with company X, and 30 of their friends hopping on to say, hey, no, I also agree. Beckett is bad. Beckett is horrible. Their processing times are super slow and delayed. Okay, someone has to read those. Someone has to sit down and respond to every single one of those.
So what is
Your
something
complaint
you could do
may be legit, but come on.
So what's something you could do to impact change for this annoyance?
I mean, I just don't do it. I'll shoot someone a DM and say, hey, I agree with you. But I'm not going to throw gasoline on the fire.
What about you, Benjamin?
I'm avoidant, though, so.
Yeah, I think the biggest knock on this hobby, and I know we're all guilty of it, I know I'm probably at the front of the line, is the negativity that surrounds it. And I think the reason that the hobby is so negative is it's multi-layered for sure, but I believe the main reason is because we're passionate about it, right? We don't have to be a part of this hobby. Nobody's forcing us to. It's not something you can eat or live in. You can't drive it. It's not like a normal day-to-day, expense you have to have. It's not electricity. It's not gas. It's not a fixed or variable expense in our budgets. It's something we enjoy doing. And as a result, each of us individually have ideas of how we would run Tops if we were at the the CEO or the head of marketing or branding or and because we have the ability to talk about it openly, whether we're ranting and raving or bitching and moaning or on Twitter, on Facebook, it does get highlighted and again, more people are ready to run to a store manager with a complaint than they are a compliment. And it's just a nature that we're all predisposed to be negative. I mean, turn on your morning news and it's all negativity for the majority of it until you get to the end, and then they throw in a nice story at the end. So, I try once in a while to throw some positivity out there. I know there are people that are a lot better and consistent at it than I am. But that's it is tough because especially over the last couple of years as the hobby has gotten more expensive and it's been coming at us faster. Think about life at Mayberry back in the 40s and 50s and how simple life was or appeared to be, reflecting back upon it, the malt shops and the music and everything was closed on Sunday. Now to we're a 24/7, 365 society. And we're upset because we can't go out and eat, but the grocery store is still open. You can still go buy your groceries and cook in your kitchen, but I just can't go sit at the Denny's. Okay, wah, big deal. Cook, be a big boy. It's just there's a lot of negativity, and I know I throw a lot of it out there. So, once in a while, it'd be nice if we can focus on the positivity as much as we can, because at the end of the day, we enjoy being a part of the hobby.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say what annoys me most is tape. Tape annoys me the most.
All right, I changed my mind. I agree with that.
Yeah, and the way I can do that is teach people how to not use tape when sending trading cards. So I'm gonna keep
every time I do that on Twitter, I lose followers.
It's just some tape maybe, but where there's like $4 worth of tape for a single card in a plain white envelope, it's just a bit much. What is your favorite part of this hobby?
Seeing it, what everyone else has ripped. I mean, I've broken far too many product of Upper Deck Series 2, but being able to see everyone else say, hey, I've opened 2 tins and I pulled this, this, and that. Cool, sweet. And hey, maybe we can swing a trade. You have something I want, I have something you want. Give me a box of Diamond Kings, we can work something out.
So how can you do that on a daily, weekly, or like monthly basis? Like how could you just ask people or tweet stuff you've seen?
At least in my feed, I like to share stuff that people have pulled or that they're excited about, or I share my stuff to say, hey, look, I know that tag 3 people that I know collect this set. Hey, look what I got. Get to show it off. They get to have some discussion, some conversation. Maybe a week later they show theirs. I'll retweet it straight on my feed to show, hey, if I bought this, this is what you'd expect. Not everyone gets the one of one ultra rare, super primal, whatever parallel. Panini, you can take that as a parallel name all you want. But it's just another out to talk about the hobby. I mean, I know that's what this is, the end part, the podcast. And I love sharing with you guys each and every week. But there's 6 other days.
Benjamin, what's your favorite part? How could you do more of it?
I think the best part of it, obviously, is the networking. And something that I've really, the building relationships, something that I've enjoyed and something that I've tried to spearhead along with our buddy Herman at 3B Collectibles or Collections. We've gotten away from it the last couple of weeks, but we were trying to do like an every other week, early Saturday morning or noon Eastern Zoom call with as many collectors that wanted to hop on. Some did for a few minutes, some stayed all day. And Steph's been on quite a few of those, if not all of them, and we'd be on them for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and no topics. It's not recorded. It's just whatever comes up. If there's a hobby topic we want to argue and debate and talk about, or UDog Collectibles was on there and was nice enough to give us their Google chat, so we weren't timed. And he's like, hey, if anybody has some ideas about getting this brick and mortar and off the ground, and we all threw out some ideas. Mm-hmm. So it's fun. And I hope to be able to have a lot more of those in the future, and the more people that want to come in, or even make it something where it's weekly with other people that want to kind of spearhead hosting it, and kind of come and go as you please, kind of like an LCS without us opening cards and without us being in person. But personally, outside of that, the nostalgia of opening mail days, of having old 80s Maguires and Canseco's, and to me, that's fun because it reconnects us with our childhood. There's so much nostalgia in this hobby. And I got into some Twitter debate this week when I retweeted somebody's clickbait article on Pokemon, and somebody had responded that there's so much nostalgia in this hobby, and that's why you're seeing this recent surge. And I was like, not this recent surge. This whole recent surge is about greed and flipping and profit over the last 12 to 18 months. So let's isolate this 12 to 18 months aside. A lot of us, in our age, Tim, and older, can rekindle our childhood through collecting cards.
Yeah.
And I don't know that the people that are collecting right now, that have gotten into this hobby in the last year, 20 years from now, are going to go back and collect Zions and Lucas and Tatis's, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because they're not going to have that same nostalgia.
Yeah,
but
now they're gonna. Hey, I remember my dad bankrupted our family because he went after these cards. Yeah, no, my favorite thing about the hobby is really like being like a resource. I mean, I've only been back like eight years, 9 years, but it seems like forever ago. In helping out people coming back into it, or just into it, or even people that have been in it longer than I have, but I might know something that they might not know, or vice versa, and just sharing the knowledge between each other so freely and not charging for it. There is so much amazing free content in this hobby. There is not a reason to pay for it. And if you're paying for that, then definitely look into the mirror on that because it's a little tough because there's so many amazing free resources. And we try to do that every week with the show. I try to be more open with with my time, and if you need to, just always reach out to me. I try to get back to everybody as quick as possible. But yeah, that's my thing. And in the mail days, are going back and like I had so much fun when just picking up random rookie cards of guys that I've enjoyed watching over the last decade. Like I put up the 87 background here as we were getting nostalgic, and I see that 87 Topps traded Matt Williams, and that card just gives me the goosebumps. Like that's such a pretty card. Or knowing that in 1987 that Benito Santiago was a fire card underneath Steph there. Like that card was pure fire in 1987. The 86 or the 87 Bo Jackson up there, the Future Stars card. Just so many amazing cards that when I look back, and it means the world. You see the McGuire behind our logo up there, and Will Clark, and the Greg Maddux with the porn stash, and Ellis Burks, like in 87. That was an amazing card, and just knowing that, so much fun. But guys, any final thoughts before we head out? It's been another great show.
Oh, I got another downtown, but it's in a box in the other room, so.
Nice.
Forgot to mention that earlier.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Remember, we're live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific.
10 Central. On
YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and review our show on all platforms. Follow us on Twitter about the cards. Follow Ben at Our Trading Cards. Follow Steph at Junk Wax Twins. You can always follow me at Big Shep79. Please share your hobby stories, great pulls, and send your questions our way. Keep collecting. We'll see you all next week.